Hi, I'm Kia and welcome back to the channel. So this project kind of started with because of the Gundam Metaverse fiasco, and I took hours of trying to remodel it and rescaling it, and I scaled this to a 148 scale, which is a lot bigger from the normal 144 scale aerial. I did a lot of checking and referencing to the actual HG model, which is you can see me doing, and doing a lot of supporting myself with my lychee slicer. This piece took a lot of days of printing. It really took a lot because I need to test print a lot and stuff, and they're very heavy because they're really big. So these are like 120 parts. That's a lot of parts to print. It took a lot of weeks in hours of sanding. A lot of sanding. I'm kind of thankful that I have special tools like the Despy reciprocating sander and the Despy ESPA rotating sander, which is a huge help for this project. I'll be using HIRO's PLAS Primeless Lacquer Acrylics series. This is very new in the hobby. I've been dying to try it, and I said this is gonna be the perfect paint for the complete HIRO build that I will make, which is this area, which I'm gonna pass for PSMS. These paints, the PLA paints, doesn't require primer. This is an innovation that HIRO is trying to pitch. I am so used to prime basically anything because it covers so many spots that you don't want to see or like cracks or whatever, but it's kind of does save time if you think about it. You're just gonna need to sand, wash it off, and then no need to prime. That saves you one step of the entire project. But let's see how it genuinely does. So I'm gonna spray this paint with a taho spoon. I call it taho spoon. I think it's a hollow spoon. I don't know, but let's see how it goes. So I'm putting a humidity sensor around the paint booth so you guys know that we're technically in a very optimal painting humidity, which is around 48% or 50 at this case. I'll be using my Harder Than Steel Make Ultra 20 for this airbrushing session. So I pulled out my air quality detector. So if you can see here, below that there's like a bar. If it's green means safe and red is not. Very simple thing to read. And if you see the CO2 plus the VOC, so the higher the number goes, the more dangerous the air is. So to make things very interesting, I will try to spray again with our spoon and putting the air detector test. As I sprayed, the numbers became consistent. It only stayed around 400 to 500 and 0.5 to 0.6 on the VOC. So it's not technically high. We're still on the green, which is practically impressive because this is very fumey, and of course paint particles are running around, but it was able to maintain a consistent number and still on the green. I find this very weird for the reason that it smells sweet. This is the first time I encountered a lacquer that smells sweet. Usually they smell very bittery and really awful to the nose. What the paint that I hated the most that smells like is the Tamiya one. Oh my god, it's pretty strong. And this one smells sweet, and even my air detector doesn't send red flags when this is fumes around the paint room, which is, I guess, good. This is actually detecting that it's safe to breathe. But again, I highly recommend you guys still wear a mask while painting because paint particles still exist. That thing cannot be technically detected by TAVOC detectors like the ones I have in the studio. But I guess this is a very air-friendly paint for the fumes. But again, be safe. And I guess kudos to HIRO. That is good. For these paints, you have to make sure that you read the instructions, okay? Reading is usually the key for this to understand. So you need to airbrush this at 15 to 25 psi, and then this dries to touch to 30 to 180 minutes. and cure time of 24 to 72 hours. That is actually pretty long, cause in some lacquers it only takes 3 to 5 minutes for them to dry, and then the cure time is only in a few hours. Now that I genuinely think about this, I don't know if I'm actually saving time using this. This is pretty slow, because if I just primed and then paint, then that is way faster because it only takes a few minutes and a few hours of curing time than this one. This is pretty long. So right now, this is our spoon. After 30 minutes, I think we're around 45 minutes now. So I'm gonna do a simple rub. It sounded so wrong. So if it, oh, you can see here, paint stick a little bit on my thumb. It's just a little bit, not so much. And then I'm gonna do a masking tape test, or basically tape test, to see how very sturdy this paint is. Like, very durable, is it? No. So a lot of people are making tests of this, and of course in this channel we actually show us our test in a legit way we're doing this. So we're gonna rub this really vigorously, and it sounded so wrong, and then we're gonna pull. Okay, there is a little bit of paint. There you go. There's a streak. This is what I'm saying. So that some of the pigments are kind of chip off per se, but they're technically not. It's like a powdery thing is coming out from this paint, which is weird. Let's do it again just to double check. By the way, this is around 45 minutes after we airbrush this. And we'll do this again. It's a very minimal damage, actually. But there are small particles in, like, see here? There's small particles. I wish my camera could give it justice, but I don't know how this thing, there you go. So there's like a little bit here in the sides and over the top there. You can see it. Now, to up the test even further, let's pull out a duct tape, because it's probably the most strongest tape here. This is a duct tape. Now pull a sheet here, okay? Duct tape, let's go. So I'm gonna press it on. Yeah, some paint's already in my hands. And one, and a two, and a three. Okay, there is a little bit of paint that sticks. Give me a second here, because the tape stick in my hand very roughly. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, there are paint streaks. Now let's do this again, rubbing it harder, and there you go. See, there's like a powdery thing that sticks to it, and my fear is when you touch something, it will transfer to another project. See, it's very pinkish now. Well, it's 45 minutes. I guess if we give it more time, this will even cure even further. But so far, it's very durable at what it is right now. See, oh, there you go. It finally sticked out. There, a piece has been removed. So yeah, I keep doing this and doing this. Yeah, it's very durable, guys. For the scratch test, I would just usually pull out an electric toothbrush, and because it really vibrates so minimally that it makes scratches. So when I scrub, as you can see, no red particles so far. Scrubbing. Nothing. As you can, nothing. As you can, yeah, it's pretty safe. This is only 45 minutes of cure time. As you can, damn. Okay. It passed our initial tests, so I think so far so good. But then again, am I really saving time when I'm using this because it's longer to cure? I don't think so. But I guess let's keep going. Let's keep painting our project. Boy, this took forever to paint because I was doing this on and off. So entirely I was able to paint 120 plus of the parts or around a week or so. And then now I'm starting to assemble them, preparing for the actual diorama piece I'm building Ariel with. For this build, I'll be using graphite powder for the scratches. I'll be applying this with using like a very soft makeup sponge to imitate like a little bit scratches, like weathering in Ariel's entire body. So I am using the reference from the actual music video of The Blessings, which is a good song and a good video as well. I'm going to be applying Rust Effects by HIRO. They have a special effects paint called Rust, and I'll be applying this to the hands. Of course, I'll be adding also HIRO Paints' moss effect paints and their actual moss texture paints together to simulate the growth of plants or moss around Ariel's body, like again the music video. And I'm going to spread this around to her entire body for the entire weathering process. So I made the base of our diorama from XPS foam with sculpting putty and a little bit of Kaizen sculpt mold and primed it with HIRO Paints primer. So far, we're really good. We already made the rock formation for the base of our diorama. We're even umping up the weathering by combining the HIRO pigments and the HIRO Rust paint effects together to make a dazzling effect to weather our Ariel. Now we add our foliages, flocking, and any basing material that Kaizen Midis has to make this diorama banger! So I'll be adding some seafoam and also HIRO paint texture effects as well. Time to do the hardest part of this build, resin pouring. So I'm using a 1251 epoxy resin for this, so it dries within minutes. So I have to do a very intense work time here. So I also put a little bit of paint by HIRO as well. Their power paints a little green dye to make it a little bit like swamp-like, moss-like color to match our scene. By the way, you have to do this by layers, especially working with a fast resin like this, or else it will crack, you will cry, and everything is ruined. Now we'll be using HIRO water effects for this to add a little bit movement within our water to make it feel realistic and not that flat. So yeah, this is the full build Ariel. Technically, this is from the music video. Not 100% exact, but very close. I really seen people recognize it where it's from, and I'm very proud of this Ariel. It's just my pride and joy right now. And huge thank you, HIRO Paints. These are like my HIRO Paints build, so my goal is to have 3 local brands in each entry for PLAS MS, and this is my HIRO Paints entry. So yeah, stay tuned to the other builds that I have. I'm really happy with. Hope you guys enjoyed this build. Thank you for watching. This is Kazuma, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.